Recently, we did a story about how marijuana seizures at the border had decreased 81% since 2013. Marijuana advocates were excited at the statistic, but there's another side of the story.
Cronkite News reporter Ryan Vlahovich talked to Customs and Border Protection about the new problem officials are seeing.
While it's true that marijuana isn't the cash crop that it used to be, Mexican cartels have found a new drug to smuggle over the border that makes up for the loss in profit.
The legalization of marijuana throughout states has largely disrupted the Mexican marijuana market.
Paul Armentano is the deputy director of NORML, a marijuana advocacy group, and a report from the DEA that says marijuana seizures at the southern border are down 81% has him excited.
This is what we predicted. There is not the same level of demand in America.
And while the statistic gives Armentano hope, it gives law enforcement officers a sense of dread. At a Customs and Border Protection checkpoint in Yuma on March 30th, a Border Patrol dog sniffed out over 5 pounds of fentanyl hidden inside some burritos.
Fentanyl is a man-made opiate that kind of intensifies other drugs. A lot of times it's added to methamphetamines, and it just intensifies, I guess, that high that you get from the drugs itself.
Vincent Dulesky is the special operations supervisor at the same Yuma border checkpoint that the fentanyl burritos were found at. He says that fentanyl is one of the most powerful drugs they deal with.
It takes a very minimal amount, I mean just dust of this stuff, to get it on your skin where your body absorbs it. A very high rate of OD fatalities.
According to the DEA's 2020 National Drug Threat Assessment, fentanyl is only getting more readily available in America, with reports of it increasing 1,800% since 2014. And while Armentano isn't surprised that the cartel found a new money-making drug, he's wary of numbers from the DEA.
But I am somewhat skeptical. There is no way that market of, say, fentanyl comes anywhere near approaching the market demand that exists for cannabis.
But according to Dulesky, CBP seized 47 pounds of fentanyl at the border last year.
We're trending to beat it probably about 300%. So far this year in FY21, we're at about 60 pounds of that stuff. That's probably enough to kill half the nation.
And when drugs don't get picked up by CBP, they head next to the cities. And Phoenix is a hotspot.
It's where, it's trying to get to so it can get stored and distributed. That's the part that Phoenix, LA, a lot of those bigger cities play.
And for Dulesky, not even him or his fellow officers are safe.
A little bit of dust on your fingertips, and then your body absorbs it. Before you know it, you've OD'd on this stuff. It's happened to a lot of cops when this first came out because we didn't know.
According to the drug threat assessment, Mexican drug cartels get the ingredients for fentanyl primarily from sources in China. And that can be anything from open markets to smuggling chemicals in suitcases. In the studio, Ryan Vlahovich, Cronkite News.